Manchester, the UK's most vibrant city, a city noticeable for its architecture, culture, music scene, social impacts, football clubs and transport connections, but most recently, homeless people. Homelessness, something most of us see every day, but do we do enough about it? Do us, the people, the voice of the nation, do enough to help out our homeless people? See, this is the problem. It could be me, you or anybody in months, years or even weeks' time. This documentary is going to take you on an adventure through the everyday reality to the people right on our doorsteps.
I want to be in a house with hopefully in employment off the streets.
So you get today, mate.
Okay.
So how long then have you been living like homelessly? And
Well, I was in a hostel and I got kicked out through. It's basically you're not supposed to go in other people's rooms at 11.
Right.
And someone stole my trainers.
So you went round?
And I went round and went in his rooms. I knew who it was because he was the only person that had been in my room.
Yeah.
And I went in his room looking for him. So I found my trainers, and the following day I got a notice to leave.
More than 2,000 people in the region are sleeping rough, living in shelters or are on the cusp of being evicted. Some 2,225 families were accepted as homeless last year in Greater Manchester, according to figures from homeless charity Shelter.
A tin and a bottle of water. That's somebody's house. And that's what we've got on our streets round here. So for the council to say there isn't a problem, they need to take off their asses and walk around.
Well, we're here today to highlight the issue of homelessness. We started the campaign on Wednesday with a national march for the homeless, and that ran up and down the country. But the council has a duty of care for the homeless under Article 8 of the Convention of Human Rights. And they fail on that duty of care on a daily basis and dramatically underestimate the amount of homeless people and sweep it under the carpet. And with the work that I've been doing with the homeless on and off, they all come to me with the same thing of they feel like they haven't got a voice and the council ignores them all the time. So the idea of setting up an occupation then gives them that voice, because especially just before election they can't ignore what is actively a refugee camp on the front doorstep. And people said, well, a refugee camp's a bit of a strong statement, but we've got a RAPAS, which is a refugee and asylum seeker human rights organisation, that have jumped on board, and they're saying that this is an active refugee camp. Even though the refugees in their own country, they are refugees.
I went to Manchester Town Hall to speak with Councillor Daniel Gillard about recent comments he made on homelessness.
There's a wide variety of activities the council are engaged in and are required to do. First and foremost, for those people who are statutorily homeless, i.e. homeless in the eyes of the law, the council offers a service over at the Town Hall Extension where people who are homeless can come in during the day and meet with an officer and have the needs assessed, and from there hopefully we can find accommodation for people who present as homeless.
Homelessness isn't the issue for them people, because the homeless don't vote. So why aim things at people that can't vote for them? If they had a place to stay and they could register themselves, then they probably would be voting half of them, because they are politically minded, especially the ex-servicemen that we've got on site. Like they've got very strong political views, and if they had a place to stay, they would be part of the voting system and things like that. So, and like we've said to the general public, that because obviously there's a lot of people on the breadline at the moment, a lot of people because of cuts and the bedroom tax hasn't helped and stuff like that. So we understand that people can't help the cause with water and things like that. But with the elections coming up, when a councillor knocks on your door and goes, can we count on your vote? They need to be replying with things like, can we count on you helping the homeless?
The homeless situation at the moment, like the amount of people that are homeless, it is ridiculous. They need to do something about it.
Right now there are hundreds of homeless people around me. in the alleyways, the doorways, in hostels and sat on the streets. But yet there were thousands more just walking past and ignoring them.
So I would actively say don't give money to the homeless on the streets. If you feel like you want to give them something, go and buy them a bottle of water or a bottle of juice and a sandwich and sit down and spend your time with them, because they believe that they're becoming to believe that they're second-class citizens and they don't matter. And just talking to them for 5-10 minutes reaffirms in their own head that they are actually human and people do care about them.
It's a peaceful protest. All we're here to do is just like have a laugh with each other and make a stand really and put our point across.
Alright, we're live outside Soho. They've just decided to grab this random person and they're arresting him.
The law indicates that we should be entitled to enjoy what we possess. Now when the police come around with the homeless, they take the blankets away from them, they take their sleeping bags off them. When they've been given pack-ups by the outreach, they take the backups off them. Is that not theft then? Yes.
The Rough Sleepers badge I've got a massive hatred for numerous reasons, but one of them is being the fact that they're going into the council to get help, and the council have then gone through the homeless assessment with them and said, sorry, you don't meet our criteria. Pass them this badge, which is a map of charities that will help and places that they can go to for help. And then first off, number one on that map is the council that have just said we can't help and give them the badge. And for a second, like, I see it as what Hitler was doing to the Jews. He was readily making them identifiable by giving them a badge. Hitler gave them a cotton Star of David that they had to sew onto the shirts or whatever they were wearing. They had to have that on show at all times. And that's exactly what the council are doing with the Rough Sleepers badge, putting it on show at all times, so the homeless are readily identifiable from not just the council but the members of the public, and it makes them look like a second-grade citizen.
A massive rise in rough sleeping since the recession, with people living in caves, old air raid shelters and under a supermarket. Frightening new cuts mean more city hostels could shut, meaning numbers will soar even further. Official figures show the number of homeless people on the Greater Manchester streets is only 24, but homeless organisations believe the figure is much higher. Official figures are collected one day a year as a snapshot and are widely regarded as inaccurate.
I'd like to have a property and like at least have the basics like a couch and like a TV and a bed and like a cooker, refrigerator, washing machine.
My name's Jason and I used to have my own business. I used to go to Thailand 3 times a year. I got ripped off by a gang in Thailand, and this is how I became homeless, because I was rinsed for £53,500 and made bankrupt and became homeless because I got nothing left. Everything was took by the bank, house, everything, business.
Where do you want to be in 6 months' time?
In my own flat with a job, and I will get there.
Over the next few months, hopefully tension between the homeless and the council will simmer down, with the council placing more homeless people in temporary accommodation or full-time accommodation.
Just behind the screen, man.
Yeah, the public could like come and like they could camp up with us. That'd be good, like, because if they like support us, if they think that we're in the right, then they can come and like camp with us.
Council don't. Did the hell no. The public, yeah, a lot of good public, but council no, not at all.